Yeah, beat your addiction, live free. Ralf Friedrichs is who you see. Listen in when you're feeling low. Take back your life, today's show. Beat your addiction, live free. Ralf Friedrichs is who you see. Listen in when you're feeling low. Take back your life, today's show. Stay positive, hope, and keep faith. Stand strong against any odds that you face. Put away the alcohol and the drugs. Fill your time with the things you love. Addiction is tough, but it's worth the work. Treat your body what it's worth. Spread positivity, inspire all. If we stand together, we will never fall. I help others see the other sides of life. A sober life, letting go of the strife. So give me a call, I can help. 1-844-4405-HELP. Homeless shelters, hospitals, jails, wherever you are. I am Ralf Friedrichs and I am here for you. 1-844-405-HELP. Yeah, change your future, it starts today. Live life to the fullest, never skip a day. Create hope, spread positivity. Beat your addictions and negativity. Ralf Friedrichs is here for you. Call today so we can help you. 1-844-405-HELP. 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 We are here for you. Call us today.
Have you ever prayed but never got an answer, and wondered if God was really there? Did you feel all hope was gone, but in His time He came along and answered the prayer you thought was gone? There is no prayer too small, for God hears them all. The answer may not be just what you want, but He always knows what's right, even when we think it's wrong. Just remember, there is no prayer too small. Will ask, you shall receive. No matter what it is, I still believe. There is no prayer too small, and even when we fall, He gives us just exactly what we need. There is no prayer too small, for God hears them all. The answer may not be just what you want, but He always knows what's right, even when we think it's wrong. Just remember, there is no prayer too small. No prayer too small. He always knows what's right. God hears them all. There is no prayer too small. My God hears them all. The answer may not be just what you want, but He always knows what's right, even when we think it's wrong. Just remember, there is no prayer too small. No prayer too small. No prayer too small. God hears them all.
Hello, my name is Ralf Friedrichs. I'm an addiction recovery coach and the host of the Take Your Life Back Today show. As an addiction recovery coach, I want to share something with you, and let me be crystal clear to leave an everlasting impact upon you. Just imagine being buried alive. You're in a coffin, but you know you're not dead. You don't know how to get out of that coffin. You try to lift the lid. The enormous weight upon the lid prevents you from opening it. You bang on the lid, hoping to unsettle the dirt. Maybe somebody will start digging their way down towards you. This is what it's like to feel at the lowest point of alcohol and drug addiction. You know you need help, you know you can't do it on your own, but you don't know where to turn. In reality, there are probably people standing right near your grave. You just don't know that. You just think you're going to die. Usually, though, you don't think about that when you're habitually using drugs and alcohol. In order to feed an addiction, you have to be great at repressing the fear of death. I often ask you, my audience, did it ever cross your mind while you were abusing drugs and alcohol that maybe, just maybe, you might overdose and take something away that God gave you, called life? If that's not selfish enough, you take what's so precious away from your loved ones and people care for you most. People like your mother, your father, your husband, your wife, your brother, your sister, your children, and your grandchildren. With this, let me leave one last thought. Don't be like the person that I'm reading about on these index cards that waited and waited and waited until it was too late for help. Instead, be the person that picks up the phone and calls 844-405-HELP, and I promise you, I will help you take your life back, for your life is gone. People like Larry Geis from the Geis Academy at 516-458-2741, www.odysseyconsultant.org. Larry Geis and I always tell folks like you, it doesn't matter where you came from, it doesn't matter where you've been. What matters most is that you're here looking for help today. Folks, Larry has over 30 years experience as an addiction recovery coach, a life coach. He will help you from your depression to happier times, from addiction to recovery, from low self-esteem to higher self-esteem. Larry Geis from the Geis Academy, 516-548-2741. Folks, don't forget, at night, when you take your slippers off, don't leave them by the edge of your bed. Put them under your bed. And that way, in the morning, when you go to retrieve them, you'll be looking under your bed. Retrieve them, and while you're on your knees, thank the Lord for another beautiful day on this beautiful earth like this behind me. Because for someone, they didn't wake up this morning. Thank God for having a home and clothing and food. Ask God for guidance and direction and mercy and forgiveness. Thank God for the people in your life. You should do this each and every day at a certain time, and no better time than to do it at night. You put your slippers under your bed, in the morning you retrieve them, and you utilize what I call knee mail, K-N-E-E mail. Knee mail is like an email, like a mail, like a telephone. It's your personal instant messages to God. Utilize it each and every morning, knee mail. Once you have prayed, put on your slippers, stand straight up, roll back your shoulders, stick out your chest, and walk with God 24/7. Today we're going to talk about traveling overseas to utilize or to receive addiction type of help. I mean, sometimes they call it medical tourism. And what that refers to, medical tourism refers to a practice of traveling across international borders in order to obtain health care. Let's adjust this camera a little bit. There we go, that's better. There are many reasons for why people might choose to do this, but most common are that they can be significantly cheaper to get treatment in other countries, and it can also mean better options. Those individuals who are dealing with substance abuse problems are now following the example of medical tourism. They too are looking at their options in foreign countries, and increasing number of them are deciding that traveling abroad for their addiction just might make sense from a pocket standpoint. Importance of choosing the right rehab. In order for the individual to have the greatest chance of success in recovery, they need to choose the right rehab. The problem is that the facility that might be right for them or for one person might not be a good option for the other person. If there was one facility that was right for everyone, the rest of the rehabs could follow this template, and we could eliminate addiction completely. The reality is that there is no such facility, and there can only be a rehab that is right for each and every individual. This is why, when choosing where to go, an individual needs to consider his or her own needs for the treatment and match their needs with the rehab center. For example, some people are quite circular and in their beliefs, and they might struggle in a rehab that focus on spirituality. On the other hand, those people who have strong religious beliefs will probably benefit from a rehab that emphasizes spirituality. Even if the individual knows what type of rehab is most likely to work for them, it does not always mean that the option will be available for them. The most common reason for a situation is the individual feels that they could do better with some type of private facility, but they do not feel that they can afford it. One way to overcome this obstacle is to choosing the right rehab is to consider traveling abroad for the addiction treatment. This can also mean that the individual has new alternatives that would not be available back in their own home country. Benefits of traveling abroad for addiction treatment are there are some definite benefits for traveling abroad for the addiction treatment, including some of these. It means that the individual may have recovery options that would not be available in their home country. Some of the international rehabs offer unique programs that might be just what the individual needs. By traveling abroad, the individual will often find cheaper options than they would have found right here in the U.S. This could mean even these or those with modest salary can afford some sort of luxurious facility abroad that they couldn't afford here. There are some individuals who will not want other people to know that they're staying in rehab, so they pretend like they go on vacation for a few weeks and go abroad. One way to protect the privacy is to travel abroad to stay in a rehab. In most of these places, they will not even need to use their real names. It is possible to attend a facility in an exotic location such as Thailand. By entering recovery, the individual is building a foundation for a better future, and it seems fitting that they do it in a special place. Some people feel to view rehab abroad is rewarding for them right now. There will be some discomforts related to rehab process that are unavoidable. Definitely one of them would be being away from your family, but there will be other discomforts that will be complete avoidable, like staying in an environment that is not conducive to recovery. By choosing a foreign facility, the individual may be able to eliminate many of these unnecessary discomforts associated with this type of treatment. Combining rehab with foreign holiday can make the whole process more meaningful. It will ensure that the start of the journey into sobriety will be as special as well as memorable. Some people will choose a remote location with stunning scenery. This ambience will make their stay in the rehab more comfortable. Concerns about traveling abroad to a rehab. The idea of traveling abroad for addiction treatment is not something that's going to instantly appeal to everyone. There are, however, concerns that people will have about this type of option, which might include the following. Some people worry that a foreign rehab will be inferior to the one in their own country. They may not understand that cheaper facility does not mean reduction in service. The individual may be worried about cultural differences in languages and problems in foreign labs, or rehabs, I should say. Those individuals who have never traveled much abroad may view such places as hostile and dangerous. They enjoy their home comforts and do not see any reason to give that up. The price of going to these places, including flights, may offset the savings to be by choosing a foreign rehab. It may be necessary for an individual to arrange some type of immigration visa before they can travel to some of these places. This can seem like a great deal of hassle. The individual will be far away from their friends and family, and that could also hinder. The person can be worried about the climate in the foreign country. It might be too hot or even too cold. They can be worried about what they will be able to eat while they were there. Some people have no interest in experimenting with foreign cuisine. There is that worry that getting sober will already involve a great deal of change, so staying in a completely new environment will only add to the strangeness. Some people may feel that going abroad for rehab increases the risk of relapse. This is because their favorite thing about foreign travel is using alcohol and drugs while they're there. They find it difficult to imagine being abroad and not engaging in such activities. The individual may have a fear of flying that they usually manage with not even traveling at all. This can mean that they are worried about their return home from a foreign rehab, and keep in mind that some of these people, when they do fly, even though they're afraid to fly, they drink, so coming back sober might be hard. Overcoming objections to foreign rehab. The concerns that people will have about attending foreign rehab can usually be overcome with adequate information, such as understanding that there are many prestigious rehabs abroad and that they offer service at least equal or better than the ones you would find here. These foreign rehabs often rely on foreign clients, and they could not operate if they did not offer an international recognized standard of care. Those foreign rehabs that welcome people from English-speaking countries will be able to communicate in English. It is also likely that most of the clients will be from other English-speaking countries as well. Some of these foreign rehabs do a great job of providing the clients with plenty of home comforts. This means that the rehab will feel less strange in a foreign client. It may be that the cost of the flights offset the savings made by choosing the foreign rehab, but in most instances it won't be the case. It is important that the individual does the math so they can see if it's a good idea or not. If there are any type of visa or travel document needed to travel to the foreign country, the rehab will be able to advise and possibly even help. In most instances, there will be a little or no need for any worry about this. The individual should consider the practicabilities, such as the climate, before choosing a foreign rehab. Those places who cater for foreign visitors will usually offer air conditioning or heating as required. Many of these facilities will arrange transport to and from the airport. One of the most important tasks in the rehab is preparing the individual for the transition back to home. This will include making it soberly back to their home country. The fact that the individuals in rehab will mean that they are protected from temptations to relapse. These facilities will usually be well aware of the tourist bars. Most foreign rehabs will offer a wide variety of foreign cuisine. They can usually also make special arrangements for the individual to have a special diet if needed. Choosing to travel abroad to get help for substance abuse problems. The decision to travel abroad for rehab can make all the difference in the world. It is not a choice that is going to suit everyone, but it is certainly something that someone or some people will want to consider. This is particularly true if it means that they can get treatment they need at the price they can afford. It is not always such a good idea to delay entering rehab, but the individual should certainly do a bit investigation before choosing a foreign option. That way they will have a better chance of getting the type of treatment that is most likely to succeed in their future. It is very important that you choose the proper one when you do this, and make sure that you look at every aspect, the cost, the environment, the reputation, but certainly is worth checking into. I hope to God you enjoyed this particular segment, and I hope that you all stay nice and sober. And if you look for a foreign rehab, look into the European ones, because they are certainly up there in quality and they are less expensive. And may God bless you.
Have you ever prayed but never got an answer, and wondered if God was really there? Did you feel all hope was gone, but in His time He came along and answered the prayer you thought was gone? There is no prayer too small, for God hears them all. The answer may not be just what you want, but He always knows what's right, even when we think it's wrong. Just remember, there is no prayer too small. Will ask, you shall receive. No matter what it is, I still believe. There is no prayer too small, and even when we fall, He gives us just exactly what we need. There is no prayer too small, for God hears them all. The answer may not be just what you want, but He always
Yeah, change your future, it starts today. Live life to the fullest, never skip a day. Create hope, spread positivity. Beat your addictions and negativity. Ralf Friedrichs is here for you. Call today so we can help you. 1-844-405-HELP. 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 We are here for you. Call us today. The show is over, but your life starts today. Taking back your life's the only way. Keep faith, stay positive, push through. Take back your life, it starts with you. Alcohol and drugs can't control your life. Let go of the negative and the strife. Ralf Friedrichs is the man guiding your way. The show is over, but your life starts today. Call Ralf Friedrichs at 1-844-405-HELP. That's 1-844-405-HELP. We hope you love the show today and tune in next time. Take back your life today show with Ralf Friedrichs.